Hey guys, so we got an interesting video on Wild Rift. So they're back with a Shyvana commentary guide. And now, I know that the videos I'm making for the Shyvana and the Ari rework are pretty late, considering that they came in patch 3.3 and now is already patch 3.3a, but at that time I believe I was really busy playing rank, so obviously I'm not going to try out these champions in rank because I don't actually know how to play them, and I'm only going to play them in PvP, which this match is, of course. So just a small disclaimer at the very start of the video. During this entire game, I was actually chatting with my friend on Skype, so sometimes I do not do things I'm supposed to do, and sometimes I do things that I'm not, but anyways, that won't really affect the quality of the commentary guide, because whatever tips and tricks or advice I'll be giving you guys will still be applicable. So we're first going to start off with Shyvana's clear. So Shyvana normally wants to basically full clear her jungle. So normally you want to start on Crux. Whether you're on the top side or the bottom side, you want to start on Crux. You smite the Brick Krug and then you go to red. You smite the red buff and then you clear the Raptors. So now after the Raptors is where you have your first choice. You either go for the Skull, or you can try to go to the opposite side of the map and clear your Wolves and your whole blue side. So in this case, I'm up against a Jarvan. So since I'm up against a Jarvan, I don't actually want to contest the Skull with him. So I have no real idea where he started or where he is now. Did he do full red side clear and do top side Skull, or did he do like red one camp then blue and go for the bot side Skull? I don't know. But what I do know is that if I find him at the Skull, or rather I should say if he finds me at the Skull, I will be in trouble. So since I don't know where he is, I'm just going to move on to the blue side and take the safer approach, which is to just clear the blue side. So now I cleared the wolves, now I'm onto the blue buff. And we're just basically going to just full clear our jungle. So now we can see that Seraphine just got the first blood, and Jarvan actually went down to respawn in bot. So we know that Jarvan is in the bot side. If you saw just now briefly for a second, you could see the top side Skull walking by. So you can see it's still here. So now it's of course really safe to take this Skull because Jarvan and Aurelion Sol have both roamed to bot, and basically only Singe can respawn here, so it's a really free Skull for me. So I am able to pick up that Skull, and then I am able to pick up the Gromp as well. Now, something that I do want to highlight is that Shyvana is a very fast power farmer, and even if you don't gank and you only just power farm through your jungle, like what I'm doing here, you can still have very high amounts of gold. Like take a look at here me now. I have 2.1k gold. Seraphine, who just got a kill, is only at 1.9k gold, and everybody else is still below me in gold despite having the lane minions and XP, whatever you want to call it. So Shyvana basically is the reason why she's really strong is because she gets a lot of gold for basically just farming. Like, of course everybody gets the same amount of gold as her when you're farming. However, she farms so quickly that, as you guys can see, the moment I clear my full jungle, the red side camps have started spawning again. Now here I'm actually thinking of maybe a gank because I do have my ult up. However, they are kind of on the tower and they're not very diveable, so because the wave is coming in, so I'm gonna just retreat back to my jungle and just farm. Like, that's all you really need to do. All you need to do is just keep on farming, and basically your goal is going to be very similar to everybody else on the map, even if they get a kill or two. Of course, if they get like 5 kills, they obviously will have more gold than you, but if they get like 1 or 2 kills, your gold amount will still be very competitive to them, and you really only have to fight when it comes to either a very free gank or like when it comes to objectives like Dragon and Herald. So here I was actually thinking of responding to that, but it's already too late, so I'm just gonna recall and go back over to the blue side. But if you take a look at the gold, now MF actually has slightly more gold than me, and I have similar gold to Seraphine. But as you guys can see, basically my goal is really competitive with them, and that's really what I'm trying to get at here, which is that all you really need to do is farm, like not brainlessly farm. Like here you see that there's a fight breaking out over there, so here I'm just quickly gonna clear my wolf, smite the wolf, and I'm gonna quickly try to respond to that. So here I'm pinging that I'm on the way, ulting over the wall, getting the E onto the Singe, and now I'm going onto the Jarvan. Now, unfortunately, Aurelion Sol shows up. If not, that would have probably been another kill onto the Jarvan, considering the red buff slow, and I also have blue smite. So that probably would have been another easy kill onto the Jarvan, but unfortunately not. So now, the reason why that was good and bad at the same time is, of course, the good part is that I got a kill and saved my teammate. The bad part is that Dragon and Hero are spawning and I'm still in my ult form, which basically means, like, as you guys can see now, when I recall, I'm gonna be in my human form with 0 rage. So the good news is that I picked up my Triforce and got my first evolution. So the goal of Shyvana is to try to get Triforce and your and 100 plus stacks. As you can see, I have 108 now. The goal is to get 100 plus stacks and the Triforce before the first objective, which is what I did manage to do. So now the Jarvan and his team is not immediately going onto the objective, so I'm quickly taking this time not really to exactly farm the Crux, but I'm more of using the Crux to actually stack up my rage. So now I'm at about half rage, so I really want to get myself to a high amount of rage so that I can help, so that I can have my ultimate up for the fight. So here Aurelion Sol goes in onto the Seraphine, and Jarvan goes in as well. He ults. I don't have my ult, but I'm gonna walk over to the edge of the wall, and I'm able to actually attack the Aurelion Sol off the edge of the wall. And here I managed to get the shutdown on the Aurelion Sol and do manage to escape with my W. And I finally, I believe, managed to get my ult up right after that fight. So I was able to actually get a kill without my ult there, which is not the easiest thing to do because Shyvana is really weak in her human form. She's kind of very reliant on her ultimate. So here I'm just going to clear out that wave so we got at least that wave is not pushing in. Now the problem is that I'm at half health, so here we have to contest the Dragon. Of course, the Dragon gives you 35 stacks, which is huge, and also Dragon is objective you always want anyways. So here we're trying to stack up in the bush to try to see if we can do anything, but here we see that they overextended. Here I'm going to go onto the Brand, launch my Q backwards to get the Ezreal, smite down the Brand to slow him down, and get the double kill onto the Brand. Now this should be able to give us a free Dragon. Of course, Jarvan is still up and can still steal the Dragon. However, he doesn't seem to be anywhere in the picture. Here Aurelion Sol is coming down. Jarvan is going on to the Herald, and I am able to secure the Dragon. Aurelion Sol ults us away, but gets charmed by Seraphine and gets finished off by us. Kill even ults for good measure. And yeah, we do manage to secure the Dragon, but obviously we do have to trade the Herald for that because Jarvan is of course already on the Herald. So as you guys can see, out of nowhere we're suddenly 4-0-1, and now we're actually at over 200 stacks. So we already got our second evolution. Of course, that Dragon accelerated our stacks by a lot. And I think this is now a good time to actually cover what build and runes we're going on Shyvana. So for the runes, obviously we have the Conqueror, we have Triumph as well, and I did take Hunter Titan in this game, and I think for the last one I took either Hunter Genius or Pathfinder. Not too sure which one it was, can't really remember, but if we see the Pathfinder activating in the jungle, then it's probably that. But since we, oh yeah, we do actually see, so I did take Pathfinder for the faster rotations. So here, as you guys can see, Shyvana's new passive dictates that every large monster she clears, so the large wolf, the Grom, the buffs, the large raptor, and the large Krug, as well as the skull and objectives, every one of that she clears, she gets 8 bonus stacks. So here, anyways, we spot a good opportunity, wombo combo with the Wukong, and we get another double kill for the team on the top side of the map. So this is what I'm talking about. All you have to do is you just basically have to AFK farm, but at the same time you have to pay attention to what exactly is happening in the lanes or in the river, wherever on the map. And if you see an opportunity to save your teammate or to get free kills, obviously you want to go for it. Now this kill is able to translate into a top tower for Wukong, and in the meantime me and Kill are working on the mid tower, which of course will open the map a lot. So 2 quick kills followed by 2 quick towers. Really nice chain of events there. Now here I see a fight happening in bot lane, but again I don't actually have my ult. So here I'm trying to stack up my rage so that I can try to get towards my ult. And yeah, so now for the build, I've actually gone for Triforce into Blade of the Rune King. And then after that, it is really flexible. Generally, what you want to go for next is something like Death's Dance, Guardian Angel, and Steric's Gauge in one of those orders. However, if you're into a heavy AP team and not into a heavy AD team, you want to switch the Death's Dance to a Wit's End instead. And actually in this game, it's a pretty heavy AP team, but I did still get the Death's Dance and not get the Wit's End as we go in again for another double kill. I did get the Death's Dance instead of the Wit's End because I really wanted that restore from the Death's Dance. So now here you will see I pick up my first death of the game. So here the MF basically doesn't move and basically causes the Brand passive to hit me, which causes it to trigger my own brand passive, which causes me to die. So basically, that shouldn't even have been a death. We could have gone out easily if MF didn't stop there to queue backwards for some reason when they're both basically full health. So if MF just kept on running, I kept on running, we both would have got out without dying, but instead she stopped, which basically killed her, and then her brand passive transferred to me, which basically killed me. So it's kind of a really convoluted chain of events where basically, you know, my teammate sort of sabotaged me, but hey, you know, it is what it is. So here, in the meantime, we can take a look at what's happening in the bot lane, which is of course a fight. I have already respawned, but I don't actually have the rage, and I don't really think anything is going to happen in the bot lane unless my team get dived. If not, they're not really going to try to fight them. Now something does happen though, because the tower is taken down, and there goes the Wukong as well as the Seraphina. Aurelion Sol comes in, which basically means that I can't really go in on them, because it's going to be a 2v4, now a 3v4 with the MF shooting her ult into the air. Now as you guys can see, obviously the MF is not the best player in the world, but hey, you know, whether you're playing in PvP or in ranked, you will always have this kind of scenarios where we have inexperienced players or just players who are not really good. So anyways, for the enchant, I generally always go for the Righteous Glory enchant, because basically you always need to get close to people and you need to run people down, and you need that movement speed from the Glory enchant in order to do that. Because if not, you'll never catch up to them, even with that small dash on your ult, and basically you would be pretty much useless. So here the Rift Herald is up, and Kill does manage to actually zone away the enemy team from the Rift Herald, and because of that I can use my fast clear speed to quickly beat down the Herald and quickly smite the Herald. And at the same time, Dragon is actually coming up in 15 seconds. So here I have my ult stacked up and ready, I have double buffs, and basically I am fully ready for the Dragon fight. And I also have the Rift Herald in hand, so I'm going to actually put down the Rift Herald over here. So this Rift Herald will actually kill this top tower and continue on to charge the second tower if the enemy team doesn't respond. So this creates another point of pressure. However, I am sort of getting caught out. Jarvan goes in, EQ ult, I ult out of the Jarvan ult, and Seraphine hits a 4-man ult, which leads into a basically 3-man root, and basically we wipe their team. There we go, launching the E onto the Aurelion Sol. And yeah, so this basically gives us our second dragon essentially for free, and we are able to bag and pick up a couple more items. So now as you guys can see, at this point in time, I'm 9-1-4, 11k gold, which obviously is the most in the game, both from my farming as well as of course getting kills. And now we are already at 400 stacks, so we are basically already full stack on Shyvana within like 12 minutes of the game. Now, if you get like full stacks on Shyvana, like not even full stacks, actually the like 400 stacks is not important, only 300 stacks is really important, because when you get to 400 stacks, the evolution is just gaining a little bit of health when you ult, which really in the grand scheme of things isn't too important. If you're doing well on Shyvana, you should be getting 300 stacks below 10 minutes, basically off your takedowns and off taking dragon. But of course, if you reach there like in 15 minutes or whatnot, it's still fine. Like, it's still way better than the old Shyvana where you could go a whole game without getting a single evolution. Which is why Shyvana is so OP now, because you can actually get evolutions really easily just by power farming, and just like you don't even have to necessarily get takedowns. Just like AFK farming will get your evolutions eventually as well. Of course, I'm not encouraging anybody to do that, but I'm just saying that, you know, they've made Shyvana really that strong. So here, we're seeing if anything can be done in the mid lane. We know that this bush is not warded because we just sweeped it out. Seraphine goes in with the ultimate. I go in with my ultimate as well, and basically we wipe them again with another wombo combo. So I pick up a double, Seraphine picks up a double, and Aurelion Sol is the only champion remaining on their team. So yeah, this game, a lot of wombo combo potential. Actually, we could have basically instant killed everybody there if MF decided to ult, which she of course did not, as usual. So here, when you have picked up multiple kills on the enemy team, it's a really good time to get in some counter jungling. Red buff not up, unfortunately, so we're going to take the Krugs instead, and then we're going to go over to the top lane and simply just clear out the top lane, smiting the minion just to clear it a little bit faster, and then we can move back into our own jungle to actually clear out our camps. So Shyvana is such a fast farmer that between ganks and objectives, you should basically be clearing your own camps, full clearing your jungle, like between doing anything else. So basically, your jungle should always have no camps up, just because of how fast you clear all the camps. And just take a look at this. We took like a mere couple of seconds to actually clear our entire blue side. So here we can actually finally channel recall and actually go back and complete our Guardian Angel. Of course, we are really fed at the moment, and the Guardian Angel is going to help prevent the enemies from actually getting the shutdown on us. So of course, what do we do next? Our team, of course, a couple of them just died, so enemy team just pick up the Baron. So the only thing we can really do here is to just clear out our red side jungle, and yeah, just make sure there's no camps up for the enemies to take, and just make sure we get everything before we have to actually defend against the Baron. Now, of course, something else that we can do is to quickly actually sweep out this area, make sure no wards are there, and we can quickly just clear out the minions before they get buffed by the hand of Baron, and become really difficult to kill. Right, so here I'm coming in for the flank. I have my ult up. Seraphine has already ulted. I pop my Righteous Glory ult in to finish off the Ezreal, and then I'm going on to the Aurelion Soul, finish off the Aurelion Soul, and Jarvan has slinkered somewhere off towards here, so I'm actually on the chase for him, but I realize that I can't find him. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just clear out the enemy Raptors. So Singe unfortunately has the Baron buff, and he is trying to push in with that Baron buff, so we're going to have to actually put a stop to him. If not, we could have actually tried to even go for the enemy mid tier 3 tower. But of course, Jarvan and Bran will be there to defend it. But anyways, here my team is trying to actually take care of the Singe, but the Singe of course is a really tricky character to deal with, because he of course does have that slow, and it makes it really hard to chase him. So he is of course going to get away basically relatively unscathed. And now blue side is up, so we're going to actually just quickly clear the blue side in between, basically checking what is going on. So Singe not really in the area anymore, so we can quickly clear out this wave. No more Baron buff onto the minions. Now Bran is super duper extended, overextended, but he does manage to actually escape into our bottom side jungle. Now the dragon is coming up in 20 plus seconds, as you guys can see, so I'm quickly resetting to basically just get a BF sword. Like it's just a BF sword, but you know, it's better than nothing. You want to be at full strength when the dragon is up. So having the dragon up is actually a really good thing for us, because the enemy team has Baron buff on, and they're going to have to more or less be forced to contest the dragon and basically waste the time on their Baron buff by basically not using it to push lanes. So here, Aurelion so clearly is hiding in that bush. I don't know if he knows that you can see his stars even when he's in the bush, but whatever the case is, we spawn an opportunity. We go in, wombo combo again. We get the kill onto the Ezreal. Bran is down as well. Both major carries are down. I'm gonna flash over to chase the Jarvan. Jarvan ults, which actually saves the Aurelion Soul. If not, I could have tried to chase the Aurelion Soul as well. So Singe manages to pick up a tower during this entire chain of events, but we do manage to pick up the third dragon. So triple dragon for us. As I have mentioned multiple times, triple dragon is a very strong win condition for any team, because the stats you get from all three dragons are pretty insane, like in the late game, which when you're at the third dragon is pretty much the late game already based on how the dragons spawn. So here we're actually trying to force down the mid lane tower, but we have to be very cautious because Singe has the fling and Aurelion Soul has a stun, so you could get flung into the tower and stun, and basically you would be dead. So we do want to respect that and not force too much. So now I picked up the Sterix Gauge, which gives me full build. Now in hindsight, I probably should have gone for Wit's End instead of the Death's Dance like what I mentioned, but hey, you know, I was autopiloting a bit while talking over Skype. And also, I did actually make the active decision not to go for Magic Defense and to go for Death's Dance instead, because I really wanted that healing from Death's Dance. As you can see, I'm getting so many takedowns that healing is topping me up a lot. But at the end of the day, getting Magic Defense is probably better. Here, another kind of wombo combo. Here, I'm just running down Ezreal and Bran. Ezreal a little bit too slippery with his Arcane Shift, so instead we're just going to pick up the kills on the Aurelion Soul, the Bran, as well as the Jarvan. Now, of course, this means that we can get a free Baron. 3 members of the enemy team are down, including the enemy jungler, and basically the only thing we have to look out for is for Ezreal's ultimate to not steal the Baron. So Ezreal doesn't even try, so we are able to get the Baron relatively easily. And yeah, so here I'm basically just resetting to go faster to the other side of the map, especially since I have the Baron Empowered Recall, but Kill gets caught. Now what is the problem with that? Now the problem with that, Elder Dragon is spawning in 20 plus seconds, which of course basically is the flip situation now for us, where we're kind of wasting time of our Baron buff because we have to contest the Elder. We can't just simply ignore the Elder Dragon, so I'm frantically trying to stack up my ultimate back up to where I can actually use my ultimate, of course. I'm almost there. So here Elder Dragon is going to be spawning really soon, so this is going to be a very sticky situation for us because of two problems. The first thing is Kill is dead. Second problem is Wukong is actually split pushing top lane. Now split pushing top lane isn't necessarily a bad thing, it's just that now we're in a 3v5. So that is the part that is bad. So here the enemy team has started off the Elder Dragon. So here I can't simply just dive in like 1v5 into the enemy team, even with the wombo combo of Seraphine and MF. So what we're trying to do here is we're either going for a steal or just trying to stall for Kill to revive. Now Kill does indeed manage to revive, and the enemy team goes super overextended, so I ult in, kill the brand instantly, and chasing Singe is always going to be a bad idea, so we're not actually going to do that. So instead, Jarvan is actually on the dragon by himself, and actually Wukong's split push has brought him all the way to the inhibitor, which actually caused Ezreal and Aurelion Sol to actually have to back and respond to Wukong. So Singe is now also on Wukong, only Jarvan is left to contest the dragon, but now we see on the map that Jarvan is also on the other side of the map. So basically this gives us a free Elder Dragon, so in the end, the split push from Wukong ended up paying off and ended up actually forcing the entire enemy team to respond to him, which actually is a big miscoordination by the enemy team. Anyways, so now, despite not having ult, we do have the Elder Dragon and the Baron as well as Triple Dragon. We have literally every buff possible in the game. So even without my ultimate, I'm still running face first into their team because I'm really, really strong right now with all of the buffs. And here Seraphine's passive manages to finish off the mid lane tower. Now we are actually going to move over to top lane because I don't believe we can simply just force the end. So here we can move on to actually taking top lane tower instead. In the meantime, I'm still trying to stack up my ultimate onto the minions. And I'm almost there. So Kill manages to run straight into the Aurelion Sol ability. Q, and here MF ults, I have no idea where again. But anyway, here you see the power of the Elder Dragon buff. Now I'm really tanky, of course, because I am full build. So I'm actually just going to quickly pick up the fruit here, and I'm going to see what I can do. So here I still have the Elder Dragon buff, and I am still full build, but Singe is really tanky. I get the ult by Kill, don't think that was necessary based on where I was at. But now we're going to use the red buff to actually lifesteal off of. So here the red buff is resetting, which actually is a really good thing because it allows me to actually lifesteal a lot more from the red buff. So you can see that just attacking the red buff, I basically am almost back to full health. The next Baron is of course coming up, and basically we've sort of realized that even with the help of the Elder Dragon buff and killing people, we still can't really force the end of the game. So we do actually need to get the next Baron to actually force the end of the game. So here I'm just quickly picking up blue buff at the same time to of course stack up my passive. Now we're actually onto the Baron, scanning for wards. No wards here, so really should be a relatively free Baron. The entire enemy team is on the other side of the map at the bot side, trying to prevent MF from pushing in bot side, and they're none the wiser that we're actually doing the Baron, two-man Baron with me and Seraphine. So now Kill and Wukong and MF all basically rotate here, but we basically already secured the Baron. The entire enemy team has also shown up here, but of course it's too little too late. So now with the Baron we should be able to actually force the end of the game. Now Wukong for some reason, here it is. Wukong for some reason decides to go in 1v5, which basically forces us to basically try to help him out to and engage. So here I ult in, and here I'm just basically running straight at the enemies. Seraphine out across all of them into the MF ult. Finally, for once, MF actually hits her ult onto the enemies instead of just whiffing it at no one basically. So here we are finally able to do that, and we are able to of course end the game with the help of the Baron buff. Only Singe is left alive. I lie, Singe is dead. So now we can easily end the game. So you can see how insane Shyvana can be, and if you take a look at all the stats, we did extremely well, which of course I'll leave you guys with the stats as usual. So thank you guys so much for watching the video, and goodbye.